Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Los hermanos Dalton. Episodio 6.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Me llaman cazarrecompensas.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street.
Esto. Revólver rápido. Prefiero el revólver rápido.
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Well,
the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
Perfecto. Ni que lo hubiera planeado.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just got to wait to suck the bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. So he went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
Pues vamos a donde
Then he
dice el
figured out how
chaval.
to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
¿Por
From
dónde?
above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there.
Ah, mira.
A
Sorprende
moment
los
later,
datos está
he was
dando en el
climbing
tejado.
up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
A ver. No, no. Mierda. ¿Cómo era? F, no, D, no. Va, da igual.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch! Kill him! That's right. Run!
Bueno, vamos.
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that. Over there!
Ah, mierda, he dado al lado equivocado.
Over there!
Bueno, vamos a abrir la puerta.
That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Tenía que haber llevado el fusil. Y ahora, igual que ahora.
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Ahora otra vez lo contará.
It was early evening, not high noon. The Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeyville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
El líder, el amante, el perdedor. Los hermanos Dalton.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
Mierda, no tengo pistolas. Tengo 2 de dinamita, así que vamos a tirarlos.
You can't get me.
No dejes que los Dalton huyan. El modelo del pueblo siempre es igual. Pam 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 Ahí estamos, 2 revólveres. Te estás desviando de la historia, vaya por Dios.
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
¿Desde dónde me disparan ahora? Desde aquí.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Vale, ¿por dónde tengo que ir? ¿Por dónde tengo que ir? Ah, para aquí.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Reeves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. And I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
I'm gonna cut you in half. I'm gonna tear you apart.
¿Dónde estás? Ahí estamos.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Habilidades. Bolsillos, trampero, más munición de escopeta y dinamita. Mayores combos durante la concentración. No. Un momento. Alcance, daño. Es que las escopetas tienen... un momento, a ver. Barrer las calles. Poder por cartucho. Va, venga. Sí. Y ahora continuamos. Me siguen llamando cazarrecompensas. Bueno, cuando mata a los tres hermanos, lo dejo.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track them to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
Sí, tengo que saltar por aquí.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks. It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
Qué susto, me cago en la puta.
The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Secreto, 1 de 3. Por aquí no puedo entrar. ¿Y por dónde voy? Ah, por ahí. Supongo que por allí no, será por aquí. O no. Me da que por aquí. O no. A ver, encuentra a los Dalton en la ciudad inundada. Vale, tío, vale. O sea, tengo que encontrarles aquí.
Bury 'em in the swamp. Plant 'em where they stand.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm. So I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
Bueno, pues ya está.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause. Point being, I was under serious attack.
¡Buah! Me ha alcanzado. Tira con la cabeza. A ti también. A ti te caes también. Oh. Tiraco. Tiraco. Y creo que ya no quedan más. ¡Buah! ¡Qué malo soy! ¡Mierda! Es que no sé de dónde coño me vienen.
boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so
Vamos
they
a usar
attracted
otra
all
técnica.
manner of riffraff to their cause.
La escopeta, no. El rifle es mi gran amor. Mierda, joder. Puta hostia.
Assholes who can't shoot!
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Bien. Cojones. Por aquí, munición. Uf.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
A ver, aquí, munición. Perfecto.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty
What?
soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve?
Steve se ha dormido.
So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Oh,
Ay, Steve. Estás jodiendo la historia.
Steve!
huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
¿Dónde?
Indians?
There were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
Joder.
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So,
Claro, Steve.
where
claro.
was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Vale, tengo que ir por allí. Pensé que había un tío.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or
Oh!
Heimhoffers or who knows what.
Joder, la he visto demasiado tarde.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son There he is!
¡Hostia puta! ¡Eh!
But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about. Catch this, son of a bitch.
Venga, rápido. Vamos, escudero. Joder, le he disparado a la pierna, no me jodas. ¿Ves? Ahí está. Ahí está otra vez. Venga, sal, sal, sal. Una escopeta seguro que lo reventaba, pero... Ahí estamos. Buenos tíos de los escudos. Ale. Así me aseguro. ¿Por qué siempre tengo que intentar dar a la cabeza? Aún no lo consigo, lo sé, pero...
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Por aquí. Buah.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern-wheeler or a side-wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Putos gordos. Ay, madre mía.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Pues vamos a coger munición y... revólver rápido, escopeta. Siempre me ha gustado más la escopeta. Aunque también siempre me habría gustado llevar dos de estas.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do
Ahí
something.
estamos.
I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Claro, por eso había puertas de barcos. Ahora lo entiendo todo. En cuanto he visto la puerta he dicho... Ah, por esto eran los de los escudos. Vale. Y usamos esto. No podemos atravesar una red. Bien. Un poco ridículo, pero bueno.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived.
Sí, el
Their
justiciero
leader
es un
motioned
huevo.
at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. But it turned out that they had me.
Take him out!
Ya lo sabía yo.
I'm sending you to hell!
The Daltons
esto
had
sabía
played
yo.
me like a
Tough
fiddle.
after all this.
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth would
Mierda.
be quite a challenge.
Y tanto.
But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in
Did
a
you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're
well,
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is
¿Dónde
unsound.
voy?
oh God,
But
Ah, por
getting
aquí.
back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was coughing up smoke and pretty damn pissed. I was done playing games with those boys. It was time to settle this once and for all. Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
La caca, esto va a ser más difícil. Este va a sacar la pistola primero. Oh. Es que no controlo bien lo de la mano. Se queda más de estar con lo de la mano y el ratón. ¡Ah! Vale, vale, ya. ¡Oh! ¿Por qué me tengo que enfrentar contra dos? Demasiado lento, cojones.
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
Muertos 103, puntería 67. Bueno, y aquí dejamos el episodio de hoy. Espero que os haya gustado aquí en Call of Juarez. Y nos vemos en el siguiente episodio. Hasta otra. Chao.